yeah, they're not really picking int heroes, so that side of Nyx is wasted. He is really good at scouting and giving vision as a support. So they might pick some heroes that can take advantage of his vision, like something with mobility to help jump. Obviously, Enigma will get a blink at some point, but yeah, it's
okay. Well,
next.
I guess while we're waiting for some more picks, I want to remind everyone home, T1 need to win this series to stay in fighting chance for a major spot. And Polaris are definitely still going to be relegated, but hey, it would look good if you picked up a series win. So I guess a little bit of pride on the line for one side and a major spot on the other side.
So I say Polaris could really just take away their chance at major if they won.
They could.
And it's so spiteful.
They could. Hey, in it to win it. You know what they say? Viper faceless for T1. What the heck?
Ross going everywhere.
Yep.
10 seconds.
I mean, does this mean that Cuckoo is gonna play Viper?
Might be mid Viper. Might be support Enigma.
I mean, of course, like there's options, but like, what do you think? What is your heart telling you?
My heart tells me that Cuckoo wants to play the same hero twice in a row.
Me too. Which means what are they picking Viper mid just randomly? Like, that doesn't make sense though. Could be a 5 Viper. That could be fun.
Oh yeah.
It's being really like picked and banned a lot. Like,
yeah, but normally
you and they're banning it too.
Typically pick it early.
Yeah.
If you want to flex it, or you pick it late because it has a good purpose. But normally you don't see it late because this hero is actually that good. If you have a bad lane matchup, this hero will exploit it to its fullest. It's very good versus Gyrocopter. Incredibly annoying for him to lane against. You would have to just feed off him. I will also say Marcy is probably the best support versus Viper, because Viper wants to sit max range, keep throwing his poison at you. He does not want to be in the middle of you because he's very squishy. So I could see them crushing this lane with Viper, or Viper feeding really hard if he goes in the off lane. I just don't know why they would pick Viper here if Cuckoo isn't just like, you know, Enigma versus Gyro is a bad matchup. This is the best matchup I can get, and flex this Enigma.
Does the Viper deter Polaris from picking up any heroes that would have synergized well with their lineup?
It's a very hard question.
I know, that's why I'm here. It is to make you answer all these difficult questions.
Ask it again, but at 2 times speed.
Okay. No, I can't. I actually can't. I was going to try. I genuinely was actually going to try, and then I forgot what I said. I couldn't do it word for word again. I could do it at 0.5 speed.
10 seconds.
It's okay. I still have... I'll still like, let's move on because I probably can't answer it.
No.
I might be able to answer it, but I will sit here and like take like 5 minutes to think about.
That's fine.
What can Viper block pick that Polaris definitely need right now?
Well, how about I re-ask the question?
They don't definitely need a bristle.
I'll re-ask the question at the end of this game. How about that? All right, I'll put it in the back pocket, and we can move on. And you can either talk about the Night Stalker or the Faceless
I'll talk
Boy.
about both at the same time.
Wow, let's go!
I don't even need to be involved in this draw. Fear's got it all on lock.
I mean, I could do the solo if you want.
Go ahead.
Oh, I'll come to you next sheep.
I'm going to clap supportingly every time he says a word.
Okay.
I mean, they picked the Night Stalker against the Faceless Void because he has the AoE silence on the ground. Faceless Void does not like being silenced. You can't buy Manta to get out of it, which is the preferred item that Void wants when playing against silences. You'll have to rush into the BKB. But that is still a lot of pressure for the Faceless Void to play against that Night Stalker silence. It's not very great versus the Viper, though. The Viper will buy 4 staff eventually. You can break his passive during the nighttime, and you have a lot of slow, which is annoying. So they're just choosing to get that versus the Void and really try and pressure him because they didn't have great lockdown for him until then.
Thank you.
Okay.
All right, this is your time to shine now. Sheep, you get to talk about Zeus, a hero that we see so often.
It's the damage for the Faceless Chrono, pretty much. I mean, they have a fair amount of damage, but this is the damage.
The damage. What they've been searching for.
Yeah, it's also like he's got...
Oh,
yeah,
they
just prove
okay.
it. Wait.
All right.
But who's going to play it?
Yeah.
Natsumi has to play
The
it.
Gyros? 5 then.
Yeah.
Okay, interesting how Polaris have used these heroes. So Xyclopz and GoDz are gonna join us, and we're gonna ask GoDz if you were liking where Polaris ended up putting these heroes.
I can't hate it, you know. Natsumi Nature's Prophet, always a fun time. I don't love the NP pick in general. I feel like you've got some good catch, like Zeus pick I really like. So we'll see how it works out. I do think the lanes are going to be maybe a bit of a weak point for Polaris, a team that usually picks very strong lanes.
Okay. And for yourself, Xyclopz, do you like the Nyx, the Viper coming out there?
Well, in this game, I kind of like Polaris Esports lineup a little bit more in terms of the heroes lineup. It's pretty straightforward, easy to understand. Viper as the support,
Yeah.
well, not so into it, but we'll see how it goes.
Who are you sold on here on the catch? Which side do you want to?
Both teams playing mind games here with the Viper Enigma and then the Gyro NP, and looks like T1 won that mind game battle and they got the matchups they wanted, so I'm gonna go T1.
T1?
I feel like T1 are gonna win lanes and win game, and they have so much catch for this Nature's Prophet.
You heard it.
hard.
That's all you need to do in game 2 is win lanes and you win game, as we are jumping into T1 up against Polaris.
GoDz, then what about you? T1 or Polaris?
After last game, it's hard to go against T1 in many ways, I feel.
Right.
And I think, yeah, getting the lanes and the heroes they did, you know, kind of baiting them with this Viper. Like, they have this Viper that you think's going off lane. So they're like, okay, let's pick Nature's Prophet. They have a Viper, but then it ends up just being an Enigma. Like, I think T1 very much, like, planned on the flexibility of these heroes. I don't think they had any kind of role set in mind. So when players pick something, they're more than happy to adjust their roles.
Well, that's true. That's true. Ooh, all right, ladies and gentlemen, we are in the second game of the series, T1 versus Polaris. T1 now leading 1-0, so this is the last chance for Polaris to win it back and try to win the series. While T1 just need to do what it takes to win this game, to take the series and stand their chance to go to the major. This is going to be an important game, and definitely, I don't know, I think it's going to be the fight. I think after 6 or 7 minutes, it might be a bit passive in the start because we got a lot of strong laners. Not really, but here, if Polaris decided to go to play aggressive, that Tiny and Marcy can work very well.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of farming lanes, less killing lanes, but you know, there's always potential for some shakeups, especially if teams go for like some heavier rats. And Xavier just walks in super aggressive. He should be okay here, but maybe if he gets close enough for another poison attack. But Gyro, 315 movement speed, too speedy. He's out of there.
The three
He's
guys
in for the rune.
that he's chasing is very slow.
Like,
we have Viper, we have the Zeus.
All right, he got the rune, but he's going to take some damage for it.
Oh,
So 3 runes, but
Waimon.
it's...
Where there
If
is
he
a
gives
will.
up first blood. Oh my god,
There
he
is a
turned
way,
to a missile.
Waimon.
He's dead. Yeah.
First blood.
I
With the poison.
thought he could just keep running. Maybe I didn't see his movement speed with the poison attack, but it looked like he could have kept running maybe. Or tried to juke in the
Yeah.
trees. The turn to homing missile kind of sealed his fate.
All right, a pretty good start. That Viper gonna get a really fast boot, and that's gonna make the lane really hard for, as you can see, Gyrocopter.
This Viper with just had 4 mangoes. He's already eaten one. He's already out of mana. He's just going to keep buying mangoes. Oh, gets a courier too.
no!
Dire's courier has been killed.
That's quite
Yeah, hate
bad.
to see it.
The career, it was like an easy mistake made by Polaris in the lane now, make things even worse.
Steal your face.
Yeah, it just feels like they're not quite locked in. It's been that way a bit all season long, but we'll see if they can bounce back. It's just the small things. It's just the early game.
Yeah.
And I do feel like they've got an okay draft. It's not like they're going to be in for the roughest of times here.
Yeah, I agree with you. This is look much better in the draft than the first one. Right now, they just need to secure their laning phase, make sure that they are not so far behind the network management, like Fear say.
Yeah. By the way, it doesn't look like we're seeing any fast boots on Viper. He just bought 3 mangoes. he's like, yeah, I could buy boots, or I could buy a bunch of mangoes.
Yeah.
I think I'll get the mangoes.
Yeah, get the mango. Spamming the poison attack. Right now, we are looking at Lelouch and Carl. Seems to be a tough lane for Lelouch against the Tiny this one. I'm sorry, against the Zeus this one.
We've
Zeus
seen
also
causes a lot of problems. Like the Heavenly Jump with the attack speed reduction just makes it easy to mess with last hits.
Dire's middle tower is
Top
under
lane,
attack.
nothing much. Pretty much a farm lane. Jing is just trying to drag the creep wave back, Safer harassing him. Meanwhile, Nasmi free farming in the lane, last hitting all he wants. 9 last hit and 4 denies already for Nasmi.
Yeah, it's one of those lanes where both players are going to deny a lot. Enigma gets to deny with the conversion. Nature's Prophet just has more last hitting capabilities because of the treant, so the pulls and are going to be the key thing I think for both teams in this top lane. If you can get these pulls off, it helps your lane a lot.
Do you think who is going to start the aggressive play first? Is it going to be Polaris?
I
Like,
think
for the
so.
whole?
Like I see T1's draft, I'm like, who makes the aggressive plays? They've got, it's kind of similar to last game where they've got 3 cores that just want to farm. Maybe Zeus with his ultimate can do some kill threat, but they don't really have any. Like last game, they at least had Marcy to make some plays. This game, Nyx, like I don't think Nyx is anywhere near comparable to a Marcy in terms of playmaking. So I look at heroes like Tiny. If Tiny can get like a haste rune or an invis rune, like that's potential for ganks. Marcy also a hero that can rotate around. So I see a lot more potential for players to make moves.
True, especially if you have the Native Prophet in the game to
Yeah.
can easily doing the air support, teleport it down and secure the gank left and right. Natsumi.
Oh, for sure. He does like to get active on his Nature's Prophet. And that's something that we'll see if T1 are ready for. I mean, if they just kind of passively farming, Zeus has Heavenly Jump. He can always jump out of the Sprout. Void has Time Walk. So they've got pretty good heroes to get away from a ganking Nature's Prophet. And it comes down to, like, Night Stalker getting, like, the silence off on some of these mobile heroes. I think Night Stalker's going to be key for them.
I mean, if you are saying like this, that means Paris need to win the first 20 minutes of the game in order to just, go all the way to the victory. Right.
I think that's often the case with Nature's Prophet drafts in the carry role. Like, you either need to be playing ahead or, you want to be ending the game fast-ish.
Oh, this ball's back. Looks like Safer is the target, but it might be Jing in stage with balls here. Safer is still there. He pop up everything he has. And also the self. Oh, Natsumi is going to waste a lot of time. Take down that Safer. Oh!
He's going to have to work for it.
Oh, finally get a body block by some old treant.
I mean, Nature's
he
Prophet's
got away,
faster,
man.
so he can... Oh, Carapace
Just
TP?
like that? Just like that? Whoa! In the face, bro.
Wow. Marcy couldn't get in for the dispose. That's so brutal. And bottom lane, it looks like Void killed Night Stalker. I think that was just some bashes, I'm guessing. He tips him, so usually if you're tipping, you're like, man, you just got lucky.
Oh my god. I mean, 3-0 already. This is not supposed to happen if Paris want to bounce back in the series. Just talked about that day. It's winning the early game is mandatory to the Paris. So let's see what's gonna happen next.
Yeah.
Maybe when we get in the first night, things might be better. Paris.
Oh, Carapace on the rebound.
Oh, Spike Carapace on. The Impale on too. That was the. Oh man. I was about to cast that. Okay, the damage is not enough, and then. Bam. Okay.
That would be the Caster Curse. Yeah, the Zeus just allows you to go for some of these kills on side lanes.
I mean, it's been a while since we see Zeus mid.
I mean, this patch it's been a lot more popular, but less so in Southeast Asia and more Eastern Europe. It's like every team is playing Zeus, but
Yeah.
in Southeast Asia it's been just a couple games here and there. I think Carl's been one of the people who has played it though. So the mid Zeus is looking good.
Yeah. 6 minutes in. Game looking very good for Team T1. Still no threat coming out from Nevermind, the Night Stalker. We just have to wait a little bit more, get a proper item, proper level, and then start hunting. He's now level 4, while Gabby is already level 6.
Yeah, with Chronosphere, this lane gets a little scary. Even with at nighttime, you can't really go gank with being level 4, no boots.
No.
Usually for off lane Night Stalker, it's usually nighttime number 2 where you feel like you can get active and make some plays. So for now, Void is just not really under any pressure.
Yeah. Do you think they have enough damage to take down this Nevermind with a Chronosphere? Maybe one more guy, Viper.
Yeah, +1 I think is needed. Or if he's like, if you right-click him down to half health, then you can chrono. If he's full health, you probably need like Zeus, or at least Zeus Ultimate.
Nevermind, we're gonna be very fast. It's now the night time. Meanwhile, on top, Nasimi is getting quiet. I'm not sure where he is. Oh, okay, in the dire NC farming inside. He's fine. Power trade.
Here's
the rotation. It's going to be the tiny moving bottom, but doesn't connect on anybody. I think he was scouted out by the observer ward in the river. This move is being read. I mean, Gabby's just hiding in the trees. He's willing to give this tower up if he has to.
Just wait for another. Okay, let's just go.
This is what you got to do against Nature's Prophet. Sometimes it's just give up your towers. Like, you know, level 6 Nature's Prophet with the trees. Like, you can't defend your lanes.
I hate
Chase is on for Jing up top. They want this Marcy.
Jing.
Or at least they want to force TP.
Dire's top tower
a bit under farm, do you think? Under level for Jing is still level 3. Not that hard at all to take him down. Impale connected, and that's gonna be the date of Jing.
Cuckoo's like, yoink! I'll take that.
That one small orb slowly flying in.
If that's me playing Zeus, that's my kill. I'm like, ooh, I'll ulti for that kill. Sorry, misclick.
I am the kind of the good Zeus. I mean, I have moral. I always, you know, using the ultimate when starting the fight and stuff. But yeah, I think I'm gonna use it for last hit from now on. To have more fun.
I'm a bad influence, it sounds like. Oh, there we go. Uses it for the vision.
That's good. Good way to do it. Okay. Oh, Zephyr. Not gonna run away from the rocket barrage.
Yeah, I mean, it's just the support Nyx, so I mean, the T1 supports aren't getting much in terms of farm. Viper just buying out all the mangoes the shop has to offer.
Come on,
mango shortage.
Too many mangoes.
Yeah. And Nyx is just kind of this weak laner. Like, this hero doesn't get farm. It's kind of hard to get levels as well as gold on Nyx, so they're very much relying on their cores to have good games, but they've set them up to have these good games.
That's good. Have you ever tried the mango sticky rice in Thailand?
Oh, I love it.
Man,
so good.
Know it. Yeah.
It's like the best dessert. I'd miss it so. I mean, you can find it in America a bit, but it's not as good as Thailand.
Right.
Because it's like one of the popular desserts for the Thai restaurant.
So, all right. Down to the river they go. Wow, this might be the first big team fight. Spike pays in order to stun it up, a rebound, and also dispose on the key heroes. But G, as I say, okay, Black Hole on too. Kyle trying to find a perfect spot to use his second spells and also the chain, the lightning, everything. First time using the Chronosphere is going to be on Lelouch. It's 2 down for Team Polaris. A lot of people of Team T1 in the middle lane.
Yeah, you can see that, like, the Night Stalker knows there's this Zeus on low health, but even like a 200 health Zeus he couldn't run in on. He only has 2 points in the Void, so his damage output's limited. And he just knows if he runs in, he's just going to get blown up, even with it being nighttime. So the levels in farm is not there for players. Yeah, definitely a bad sign.
All right. 72 game score, 1k ahead. The rest of Team T1 spreading out to farm in lanes. The tower situation is still pretty even, but if I'm not wrong, I think the middle tower of the of Team Polaris is about to drop. Once this tower drop, we might get to see more ganks from the Faceless Wall whenever his Chronosphere is up. For this game, if I am the Faceless Wall, I would focus on the team fight more than hitting the creeps at the lane.
Dire's top tower has fallen.
And I think that's what we saw mid. Like, Gabby shows up with Chrono, but now he's back to farming while Chrono's on cooldown. But I would imagine whenever he has Chrono up, he's going to look to join the fight. This is kind of...
He'll be back.
Yeah, I think, Gabby's biggest strength on this T1 team, like, he's a player that everyone loves to talk about when it comes to T1 because of the roster changes, but he's just a super aggressive carry. Whether he's playing, a hard carry, the TBs, the Voids, the Morphlings, or he's playing a fighting one, he always wants to join early fights, and I think that's something that T1 really value, because sometimes they'll have greedier drafts, And you can get away with greedier drafts if you have like a carry that can be a bit more playmaking.
I see, that's a very good point. Yeah, we have seen it from his former teams, and it's actually like that. And now he's doing it again. Now he's level 10, got everything under control. Oh, trade, Maelstrom. Now here we go in the middle lane. Drop down, the call down. And Zephyr moving in with his impel onto that. Is just like a mini rabbit coming out from the Nyx assassin. The rest of Team Polaris just need to walk away from the mid tier 1 tower. Being chased down by Gabby. Double kill, Gabby.
I mean, you said as Xyclopz you wanted him to come fight. I thought he was going to wait for Chrono, but he's like, nah, I'm ready. I'm good. I'll just show up with Time Walk. What a Nyx Carapace Impale. He only had level 2 Carapace, level 3 Impale. He hits 3 heroes with it.
Yes.
With both sons. He was, like you say, a mini Ravage. Absolutely turned the fight around. They had the Wraith Pact as well on the Enigma, which basically helped keep the Zeus alive. Heavenly Jump, great spell, you know.
Dire's middle
And
tower
they just couldn't finish off this Zeus.
Yeah, Zephyr. Since the Marcy in the last game that actually brought the victory to his team, and he is about to repeat it again with the Nyx assassin. Now it's up to Jing. Gotta keep up the pace of Zephyr. I mean, when you are playing as a support, first thing is you need to know where Zephyr is. But it is gonna be quite hard to spot because he's now level 7 and has the Vendetta up.
Yeah. Very interesting from Carl. Like, he's using his ultimate like almost just off cooldown, just as a scouting tool. Like, not saving it for a team fight, not not trying to secure kills, not trying to just do damage in a fight. He's just like, okay, let's just figure out where they are, and then we can make our next move. And their next move might be bottom.
Yeah, Xavier. We're looking at the Xaviers. Gabby still has his Chronosphere, but doesn't need it. 11-2. Hey, do you think that Zeus is going to spam his Thunder God's Rod every time it's cooldown up?
It seems like stat padding, he wants to end the game with the most damage dealt. This is, then you can be like, tell his team, oh, it wasn't my fault we lose.
That's kind of cool. Yeah, that's kind of cool mindset. I never think about that Zeus that way.
But I love the way Carl's playing. I think the 4-star first item is really smart. Obviously, great against the Night Stalker specifically, but gets you out of the Sprout. Just positioning is all Zeus is about. And while it can feel fun and nice to rush like an Ag Scepter or the Sanjin Kaya that we also see,
man, but I don't feel fun with the 4-staff.
Less fun, you're right, but
yeah, I want some smacking damage. Don't care about positioning.
Oh, mid lane. They're smoked up and they want to start a fight.
They're gonna go from behind. Zephyr, let's take a look at his positioning and also the approach angle. Oops. Ooh.
Get in range. Okay.
Take that.
Oh, so close. But Xavier is still not safe. Okay, here we go with the team fight. Dropping down the call down. Avalanche on the toss. In Chronosphere on 2. It's time to spam all the damage, ladies and gentlemen. Gyrocopter not looking good. Oh, Black Hawk down. I repeat, Black Hawk down. It's 2 down for Team Polaris.
Oh, man.
It's a trade, Joe. Key one. Man.
And that's like not even their full team fight. They still had Black Hawk. Cuckoo's like, it's fine. We don't need it. Tiny's dead. I'll just hold on to this. They did all that just with a little bit being used. They find Natsumi's Nature's Prophet.
On tail
Zeus
gonna
is
be
nearby
enough damage. Okay.
I don't think he gets out of this one.
Yeah.
Oh, maybe just barely.
Zephyr. Let's have a little bit of fun.
Zephyr doesn't get out of this. That's what I meant. Zephyr doesn't get out of this one.
Yeah, sure. Worth a try. Alright. 3k ahead for T1. Doing a pretty good job.
Radiant
Taking control of everything. All they need to do is just take down all the mid tier 1 towers, all the tier 1 towers, secure the Roshan spot, get the first agents of the game, and more towers. It's time for the objectives.
Yeah. And Void's going to have his BKB soon, so that's where this game gets really comfy for Gabby and just T1 as a whole. Like, they can have this Void in the front line. There's not a whole lot to threaten to burst him pre-BKB. Like, maybe if Marcy gets a Blink Dagger, but like that seems like a pretty long ways off. The Night Stalker silence is going to be answered now. Like, even though, you have to go this BKB rather than Manta, as Fear mentioned, because you're playing against Night Stalker, but it's still a good item on Void. Like, you don't hate buying BKB.
Radiant's bottom tower
Hey, do
is
you
under
ever
attack.
feel under pressure when you play the Faceless Void?
I think it depends on the heroes you're playing against, probably.
Uh-huh.
But to hit the with the Chronosphere, it's like your team's expecting some good Chronos. So, and if you wait too long and don't use Chrono, they'll start like being like, "Dude, where's Chrono? Like, what's going on?"
Save for the next game or what?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Saving strats.
Yeah, Southeast Asian thing, man.
Your Shang has fallen
All
to the
right,
raid.
pick up the Aegis of Immortal. Looks like Gabby is not even, what's it called? The not even hesitate to use his Chronosphere at
Radiant's
all.
middle tower is under
It
attack.
doesn't matter, one target, two target inside, it's still somebody inside.
Lynx walked into a good old sentry trap. They were ready for a mid lane. Tiny with a blink.
Radiant's middle
Not the end of the
tower
world
is
though,
under
but
attack.
this is what players need. They need to start getting these pick-offs. They don't want to take the full-on team fights, but little kills here and there, and they can get Enigma. That'd be nice.
Yes, HP already. I'm not sure, is that a bait
He's
set
got a
by
mech.
Enigma?
Oh, he needs
No, it's
Radiant's
actually a
courier
true
has been
date.
killed.
I guess it was. I think he was dead even if he popped mech, but his career arrived with a mech. Good kill. The Viper and Enigma both going down there. Like the Nick Stein's kind of whatever, but the follow-up from Polaris, like they need to get active, utilize this Orchid Nature's Prophet to take some fights, and that's what just happened is why Zeus has been spamming his ultimate, because it's so much easier to play when you see your enemies. So he goes a while like not using his ulti for vision, and suddenly Polaris actually makes some plays.
Yes, not only makes the plays, it actually prevent the plays from the Polaris. Yeah, I mean, make the play for T1 and prevent the play from Polaris. Oh, man, this is so hard to play against. All right, it looks like Xavier stuck in an impel. He's definitely gonna go down. There's no way you run away from the Viper. And the main kill streak for Gabby, he's still holding on at Aegis. Got a BKB ready to pop up.
Dire's
Having
middle
a
tower
pretty
is
free
under
game.
attack.
First game to play Morphling in like a free farm Dream Morphling game. Now playing the Void into, you know, some annoying heroes. It's not like a completely free Void game, but honestly, just the way he's played this game has been pretty flawless. He's got the Shard now coming out, so he's now got that extra utility with the reverse time walk.
I mean, at least if you take a look into the Polaris lineup, there is nothing
Radiant's
you
top
can
tower is under attack.
annoying that Void and actually put a lot of pressure on him to just, you know, Chronosphere on these supports.
And they want to force
Radiant
things around
are
this
scanning.
Void in the mid lane. He's got the Aegis for 2.5 minutes, so he's just going to force this tier 2 tower, which is already pretty low.
All right, the mid-tier tower.
Dire's
Comes a
middle
Lush from
tower
behind.
is under attack.
Tiny smoked up, looking for the back
Dire's
lines.
middle tower
Avalanche
has
at the top started first. Cuckoo setting up the battlefield
Radiant's bottom
already.
tower
Are they
is
gonna
under
go
attack.
in? He didn't even land all their big ultimates. Just simply right-click.
Yeah.
Carl, get rid of Jing, and also the Lush fall. So that is one core, one support. This is definitely going to be a good opportunity for T1 to get up to high ground. BKB is up, 2
Dire's
minutes on the
structures
Aegis.
are fortified.
Yep.
Radiant structures
And
are
Gabby just used the
fortified.
time walk to dodge any homing
Dire's
missiles,
middle tower is
which
under
is
attack.
very good clean play, and particularly there, the positioning from the supports. Like Viper was hiding in the tree, so Tiny smokes in, tries to go for the back line, but he doesn't find anyone just because they're hiding so well.
Radiant's top tower
No.
is
Doing
under
man.
attack.
the SEA classic, hide in the trees, don't let
Dire's middle
don't let a
tower
Tiny
is
find
under
you if you're a
attack.
support, because he will one-shot you.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
I mean, you know, who cares about the Tiny one-shot us if we die first?
Yep.
16
So-
to 7 game score.
Dire are scanning.
This game is actually looking smoother than the previous one for Team T1.
Yeah, in many ways, I think. Like, they just, you know, we haven't really, other than that small sequence of events, like where they killed the Enigma over near Roshan, like there just hasn't been much activity from Polaris, who need to get things going. They've got BKB on Natsumi's Nature's Prophet, they've got the Orchid, they've got the Blink Tiny, like they can't afford to have this game just slow down and get into a farm battle. Realistically, they
Radiant's
want this
bottom
Aegis to
tower
expire,
is
but
under
as soon as this
attack.
Aegis expires, I think they need to try and take some team fights in their own favor.
Yeah, and especially for Jing. I mean, when you are playing the same heroes as Team T1 last game, of course, there would be comparison between the two. Marcy from Jing is really passive. I mean, he's not in the right spot in the right time to do the rebound and disposing compared to the Marcy of T1. Oh man, it's different. Zephyr, totally different story.
Radiant's
So
top tower
I think
is under
they-
attack.
He is going to be the big key
Radiant's
in the
top
team
tower
fight.
is falling.
If he can step up his game. But look at this one first. His support mate is about to get caught. It's like
Radiant's middle tower
he
is
turned
under
the BKB.
attack.
Hey, this might be the turnaround. They're gonna get rid of that cuckoo too. It's 2 down. Oh,
And
interesting.
white one.
Polaris.
They're cleaning
Okay.
up.
Okay, 3. Maybe it's 4. How about 5?
They'd love just to get the 4th, but Carl is a bit too low.
Radiant's
4
middle
star
tower
and
is under attack.
heavenly jump. Gabby.
Radiant structure.
Trying to bait
What's
out some
actually
extra
going
spells.
on just now?
Yeah,
Is
I
that
mean-
just mispositioning or what?
I think no, it's honestly, for me, it's like good play from Polaris where they split them up
Radiant's middle
because
tower has
Nature's
fallen.
Prophet is being pesky, you know, doing typical Nature's Prophet. He split pushes bottom, then he TP's top to split backdoor the tier 1 tower, and then then right after that he's TPing in for a fight at the Roshan pit. So what this does is T1 are forced to defend all these side lanes, and then when the fight happens, they're not grouped as 5. They're not ready to take a team fight, whereas Polaris, they've got all 5 heroes.
Oh no, don't do that. Safer.
It's not safe.
Yeah.
He's got backup nearby. Gabby smoked up on the void.
Ooh!
Radiant's bottom
Vendetta,
tower is
everything,
under attack.
counterlation.
Radiant
Ah.
structures are fortified.
Okay, yeah, that's gonna be enough damage to take Nasumi down. Killing spree ended.
Nice kill. Didn't have the BKB up in that last team fight, and this is what the Nyx brings to the table. This kind of scouting and vision aspect. If you don't,
Dire's
you need to
bottom
get
tower
sentries
is
all over
under
the map if
attack.
you're Polaris. You can't just let
Yeah,
yourself
true.
get set up on like that.
Yeah, kind of surprised they didn't have any
Dire's
sentry
bottom tower
down
has
there
fallen.
where Nature Prophet is always active on. Meanwhile, grouping up at the bottom lane. Oh man, that scout. That scout is just like a satellite scout all the
Dire's
time.
bottom tower is under
Cool down. I'm sorry, call down. Being dropped. And now they are focusing on the bottom tier 2 power.
They haven't really got a good way to deal with this void when he's on the front lines. Maybe if they can smoke and get the jump on him there. Looking to wrap around somewhere. Curious to see if they go for the void or maybe go elsewhere and look for the Zeus, but it's Kuka who's positioned maybe to break this
Dire's
smoke.
bottom tower is under attack.
Oh, Zeus. Got a
with the
pretty
Hydra
decent
Mord.
items, yes. Yeah. Chronosphere finally comes out. Aiming for the Natsumi. Turn BKB as well. There's nothing Polaris could do. I mean,
Are they gonna buy back
Gabby
in?
wasted a lot in that with the Chronosphere and also the BKB. Now let's go for round 2. They aim for the Zephyr. Spike on the paces. Keep him alive for 1. Carl in a perfect positioning on the higher ground. Now you're gonna do, oh no, a silence on that Gabby. Gabby 4 with a 7 skill streak ended. The next one gonna be a Zeus. This might be the turnaround of Team
Radiant's top
Polaris.
tower is under attack.
Love it, yeah. They just baited out, went in, despite having lost their Nature's Prophet. They knew Void had no BKB, no Chrono. So if they can get on top of him with that Night Stalker silence and with some disables, he will go down. He can't use that Time Walk and reverse Time Walk mobility, so really smart Polaris. It does come at a heavy-ish cost. The Nature's Prophet buyback means if he dies
Radiant's
again,
top
it's a
tower is under
long
attack.
respawn and does put you in this kind of tricky position, but potentially Roshan, 2 minutes away. Bit of a long respawn, but either way, I think Polaris, you just need to start winning some fights, so I don't mind using the NP buyback.
That's true. Especially when they pop the perfect timing of the BKB
Radiant's
into the
middle
front line
tower
of
is under
Nevermind.
attack.
It's good to see him back in the game now because his team needs him so bad to be online.
Yeah.
Oh. Okay, found that Cuckoo inside the tree line. Use the ultimate by that Zeus. Can he drop a black hole? No chance. Impale on 2.
Nyx is running in. They
Getting
wanna
this
fight.
forced in. That's quite a brave fight by Team T1. But a decent damage. I'll kill that Natsumi. Carl got him. Jumping in for that Gabby.
Carl's charging forward. He's like,
Yeah, he's so
who
brave.
we killing next? I mean, this is a very scary Zeus. He's pretty tanky and survivable with all his mobility now.
All right, Polaris really happy with that performance in the second games. I mean, they stand a chance. This one, it's chance still wide open, 50-50. They just need to be careful about that gappy jump, and also the next assassin in the team fight.
Well,
Dire's
no
top
Aegis,
tower
no
is
problem
under
there. T1's
attack.
going to push forward. I think the key is just having this BKB and Chronosphere on Gabby. The team fights go pretty smoothly as long as Gabby can frontline and, you know, not just be killable like we saw last time. Once he uses those, gotta play a bit safer.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
All right,
Radiant's
killing
bottom
all the
tower
other
has fallen.
NC animals, stealing farms, getting ready for the Roshan, placing aggressive observer wards, secure divisions. The next Roshan will be very crucial for any teams, and just turn
That's up.
momentum around.
Have to see if Polaris find a way to contest it. They're sending... Well, they're not really sending anything. They're just giving this one up. It's just such a hard part of the map to play on when they don't have the vision.
Yeah.
Once they got dewarded and they're not really in position, we've just seen how fights go. If Void, you know, he gets BKB Chrono off, it's so hard to take that team fight.
Yeah, they already did the call down, so this is going to be no contest at all. So it looks like Gyrocopter gonna get punished here. Xavier's first one gone.
It's a bit sloppy, like he kind of walks up to try and deward by himself.
Oh,
Like you
yeah.
can't walk at that cliff by yourself as a support. Like, to me, that's just like a fairly basic support thing. Like, your opponents, if they want to control Roche, they'll have a ward on that cliff, and if you go to deward it, they'll kill you unless you have like 5 people with you.
Yeah, I made so many mistakes on that. So many times. Even a game deciding move, I made
Dire's
it.
middle tower is under attack.
They saw
Alright.
Night Stalker here.
Oh, third BKB. It looks like Night Stalker knows that he's gonna get gone on. So he is quite ready on it. But he jumped away. He knows the Gabby and friends moving in, leaving Marcy behind. But yeah, at least, never mind, got away.
Yeah, once his BKB was wearing off, Night Stalker had to dip, and even if he gets that kill, it's like you're just killing a support Nyx, so it's not the worst thing in the world. You're just trying to delay here, stall out the Aegis. This is very much a point in the game where you don't try and take team fights, you try and split push and take pickoffs. And with a Nature's Prophet, they've got the right heroes to do that, but any
Oh,
mistake
getting
can be
gone on.
brutal.
Nature Prophet.
Yeah.
I see the icon. Okay, that's me. Okay.
Suffer the ravages of time.
Man, that's
Tough
not
one.
looking good for Team Polaris. I mean, they just got their way back into the game. But if they still cannot control the visions and getting all these small skirmishes from Team T1, it will go back to the same stage.
Yeah. I mean, there's just so much catch for this Nature's Prophet. It feels
Dire's
like
bottom tower is under
Void,
attack.
the Nyx, these heroes are just a Zeus ulti for scouting. Like, there's just so many heroes that are good against Nature's Prophet in this game.
It's time to go in. Here we go. Let's
Can
take
they
a
get
look.
the agent?
First one. Oh! Black hole on 2! Oh! It's 3 down! And still, Aegis has been activated, so he's gonna come back full SP. It's 4! And also the first set of racks, I believe, is going to be... Oh no, maybe go straight for the tier 4 tower and some.
Yeah, they don't push that fast, so I'm not sure if they can get... They definitely can't throw them here. Looks like they're going to maybe go for some of these side lanes. They need to get tier 2s, though. Bottom tier 2 is very low, so they've got a bit of a window here. Would look to go for a second lane of racks, but what a team fight. Cuckoo showing up, says no BKB, no problem. I can get black holes without a BKB.
Yeah.
Catches 3, easy team fight. And all it took was Gabby. You know, Gabby uses the Aegis as bait there. They showed that they can kill him. But
I mean,
ultimately, you've got to do it twice.
yeah, maybe this is the reason why people still love to pick Enigma, no matter what era it is. Well, you might
true.
be having a really bad early game or what, but just one
Dire's structures
strong
are
black
fortified.
hole can turn things around.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Glyph up and defend the bottom tier 3 tower for now with all the creep waves being cut, but it looks like T1 are more than happy just to back off for a little bit. They send the Zeus top. He throws out the ultimate just to, again, give that scouting
Yeah,
information,
yeah,
play
yeah.
it safe. I think if you're Polaris, this is where, like, I think the play you make against Zeus ulti is once he uses it, you go for a smoke sometime in like the next 30 seconds, because you know your smoke is not going to get scouted when Zeus ulti's on cooldown. Like, you take away that bit, and that's exactly... Okay, there we go. They smoke up.
Radiant are scanning.
They want to get the jump. T1 themselves are smoked though and playing around a ward. This is going to be so hard to get a good initiation off when T1 have good vision.
Yeah, we're gonna open the fight. Here we go. And here we go with the BKB. Spinning around for the Night Stalker, destroying the back line first. It's gonna be a support. Viper, first one gone. And never mind, it's a killing spree, but look at that corner fear on 4. Oh my dear lord! Triple kill! Oh! I got nothing to cast anymore. That is...
Gabby.
Yeah.
What a chrono. He time walked away and then reversed himself back into the middle of 4 heroes. 4-man chrono. Absolutely beastly performance from Gabby. And you know, the idea from Polaris is correct here. Like, they've got to just smoke out. Like, Zeus ulti's down. They're not going to scout this. Let's smoke at them. Problem is, T1 were ready for it. They had a ward on the cliff. They just played around their vision and were smoked themselves. So the second they see their smoke get popped, they just kind of blink away, disengage, and set up an easy team fight for themselves.
Man, it's just like Polaris is playing out of textbook, but T1 is just playing like a dropout.
Yep.
Oh my god.
They read them like a book for sure with that move.
I read all those books already, bro. Here we go. Going in for the Gyrocopter. And that's another kill. 30 to 15 game score in 32 minutes in. They are steps away to the victory of this series for Team T1. Last set racks. I still don't know how Polaris is going to defend this Alamo. Jumping in, walk back, hold down everything. Thunder God's Rod out. So Tiny decided to jump in and turn the BKB Avalanche to the Tron, but look at the damage output from Gabby. Oh no, and a black hole on top. No way. No.
With the shard. the shard helped pull in the extra hero.
My money done chicken, it falls.
Rampage? No. Gabby, who's gonna take this one? It's Carl. Oh, yeah. Where's Whitemon to steal the rampages too? Cuckoo gets that one. They're all stealing the rampages. And Gabby goes down.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, T1 2-0 Polaris.
T1.
And 33 minutes in. Congratulations for T1. Looks like they are moving to the Justice Day next week versus Team Fnatic.
Pretty cruisy. You know, if there's anything T1 need to work on, it's just giving their teammates rampages. I think I saw like
the only thing
4 or 5 ultra kills and then couldn't get the rampage. Like, come on, T1, you gotta improve your skills there. But yeah, this just felt like another day at the office for T1. Like 2 very cruisy games. Their gold leads never got that big in either game until they like the very end. But I think for T1, they knew they have better late game, better team fight, back-to-back Cuckoo Enigma games. You know, I think Carl really showed up. He's had a bit of a rough tour. It's good to see Carl, you know, just play better. And T1, good stuff.
Yeah. For Polaris, man, there are so many things to be talked about Polaris, and definitely they're gonna have a serious team talk after this because so many areas to be improved. But even though they are dropping down to the Division 2 in the next season, but I mean, if they improve what they have to do. And the fact that their players are quite experienced and skillful, I believe that there's still a bright road ahead from Team Polaris Esports. So keep fighting on. You know, you guys can get back stronger for sure. Well, that's it for T1 versus Polaris Esports. Ended with the victory of Team T1 2-0 against Polaris. But we are not done yet. We still got one big match of the, I think the biggest match of Division 1, right, Goss?
It's the 2 top
teams. Are you
teams.
hype about
I mean,
the next match?
I'm hype. They were the 2 teams that they tied last tour, and then they had to play tiebreakers. Fnatic ended up winning.
Goosebump.
This time around, they're both sitting on only the 1 loss. So, you know, whoever wins this could get first place. Maybe it's Talon. Like, I'm really hyped for Fnatic versus Boom. It's going to be a great series.
All right, you guys heard that? And the games will be up real quick. For now, let's hop into the break.
T1. What a beautiful series
game,
from them, taking this win over Polaris. And I know that there was a little bit, you got to briefly talk about it, Fear, in draft, but there was a little bit of mind games with what was being picked and what lane matchups were going to be. And I know you didn't get the full time to talk about it, so now you get your moment. You could talk about how they ended up holding out those picks and the way it played out too.
Yeah, so a lot of things people don't realize, like on the drafts, there's how people use flex picks and how smart it can be and how much advantage you can give you in the draft. So first, there's the first pick Enigma, right? Then they countered with the first phase Gyro. They wanted to lane the Gyro versus Enigma. I explained how that worked. Then later on in the draft, T1 was like, all right, we're going to pick the Viper now. That's good versus the Gyro to dodge this matchup, which forced Polaris to be like, oh, we don't want Viper versus Gyro, to pick the Nature's Prophet, which is good versus the Viper. But then T1 was like, huh, we can just do our original hero, Enigma, which is good versus the Nature's Prophet, and then we can put the Viper against, which is good versus the Night Stalker, and they just like got a complete outdraft from that as far as the laning stage goes.
And that is pretty much how we saw it play out. But a hero I was intrigued to see the impact for was this Nyx assassin and how it was going to play out, finding pickoffs and roaming around this map sheet.
Yeah, that's pretty much exactly what it did. Like we called it in the draft. This is the purpose of this hero usually is just to scout, give vision, and lead into follow-ups from his team. And he did just that. We constantly saw Zephyr Invis like finding the Nature's Prophet, tailing him for a little while his team would like run towards him. Sometimes this didn't actually work out for them because they got a little bit too antsy. We saw him like go once a bit early and Zeus couldn't quite catch up in time. That led to like response from Polaris, punish it. Like I think Natsumi made a conscious effort at least to try and farm closer to his towers in those moments. But yeah, for the most part, the Nyx had great impact in that sense. Got loads of pickoffs, did a great job.
Yeah. Looking at the highlight reel, though, someone I was very impressed with was the Faceless Void. The Chronos were very impactful, very impressive. He even got a 4-man one there in one of the highlights that we saw. So for you guys, were you impressed with just how well it did or expected once you saw those lane matchups?
I mean, he played a really good Void, to be honest with you. Sure, he had an easy lane. Viper did a lot of work in that lane, but Gabby's Void, he's mastered tier on it. He was doing like a lot of cool things with the shard too, jumping in, jumping back, you know, at good times where it seems pretty obvious. Like, yeah, you can jump in, you can jump out. Most people just use time dilation, but he was using that to like maximize his DPS in team fights too. So it really just like showing that he knows this hero like inside and out, and he played an incredibly good Faceless Void.
Yeah, I am hyping T1 up a lot, but I do remember a few moments for them where they were a little bit out of position and overextending a little bit too much, especially when they tried to take that bottom tower.
Yeah, there was a cool like sequence of events there. So Faceless Void jumps Natsumi in the trees and uses Chrono and BKB to like ensure the kill, which is good. It's a good play. But the one of the nice plays around Chrono is a buyback. So they buy back on Natsumi, he joins back the fight. This time there's no BKB, so they're able to kill him with the Night Stalker Silence. They have Disable, like they can lock down and kill the faces, and they do. And they get like a good fight off the back of this, kill some heroes. But like T1, they know that they are a stronger team, they have a bigger net worth lead, and now they know that this carry does not have a buyback. So what do? They just go fight. They instantly just go re-engage with Polaris as soon as they respawn. They kill the Nature's Prophet, and he has the dieback timer. So what do they get from that? Roshan. Like, things just spiral out of control because even though you expended that buyback and got a good fight, it's not enough to bring you back into the game. And as a result, yeah, like, they just do lose a lot from that, and T1 take full advantage of it.
Thank you for that crazy, insane breakdown.
You're welcome.
You're welcome.
You're welcome.
Me? Oh, you
all of you.
Everyone.
You shouldn't have.
Thank you. Fear especially. You learned a lot. Maybe
Yeah.
you come
I
into
did.
TI now.
His brain now.
No, I wasn't even thinking about it. I'm thinking about like talking to one of my good friends.
Yes. I was like, what? Good friends? I didn't know you had good friends, man. That's crazy. But you do, and it is the person that we're going to be interviewing. It is going to be March. He'll be joining us. March, thank you for joining us. Congratulations on the win. I am going to quickly start with asking you how you guys bounced back from the loss to Boom earlier this week.
Nothing really special. It's not the first time where we had a lot of losses or during the career. All of us are very experienced player. we just suck it up, and then we know only things that's really gonna fix is by just winning. Yeah, just suck it up and tank it through.
Yeah, I mean, that's still very impressive. The one draft, though, that I was quite intrigued with today was that Game 2 draft. Are you able to walk us through it and sort of give a little bit more reason as to why you picked some of the heroes you did, like the Nyx Assassin?
I mean, I don't really want to reveal so much.
Yeah.
But I think I heard Fear talking about it, and most of it makes sense. And probably that's why I think we did it.
Okay, you'll just default to whatever Fear said. I love it.
Fear, you're so
No,
smart.
what he said is actually true. So
All right.
he's a smart guy.
I don't remember what I said, but my question is, big fan. So,
Oh,
Thank you.
yeah, is there any chance that you're gonna leave T1 as a coach and come play with me again and make another run for TI?
And then have the oldest possible team ever.
Yeah.
Invite Loda and
30 plus
a few other
only.
people as well. 30 plus only. Maybe.
Maybe.
Yeah.
dude, this is the most excited I've heard Fear talk
Yeah,
about anything in
I
my life.
reckon. March, I don't know what you're doing to him, but you're giving him all the energy.
Yeah.
We have known each other for more than like 10 years, so. Yeah.
Aw, that's cute. My question is, like, how would you describe your style as a coach? And, like, how would you compare yourself to other coaches in C like Mushi?
Well, I actually don't know how they coach because I've never been teamed with them or got coached by them. I heard some feedback about what Mushi does from Zephyr, and then there was a lot of impressive stuff. But yeah, I'm just like definitely better. I guess like I try to watch replays and then talk about them what's better. I mainly focus on like item builds here and there. Try to convince them some item builds are better. Try to have a strategy. Yeah, I can't really compare myself to the other coaches because I've never been really coached by a lot of people. But back in JStorm, I got a lot of feedback from Fear. He told me, yeah, what to do better. Yeah.
I have a hard question for you here. Who is the best player on your team, in your opinion?
Holy shit.
Personally, I think the most. I don't know if he's the best player, but most important player is Kuku, and I think the highest ceiling player in our team is Carl.
Okay. Very interesting, March. Thank you so much for joining us. We really appreciate all that information, and good luck in your remaining series.
Thank you.
So, yeah.
Thank you. Dude, he got Fear all flustered. Usually he just
Yeah.
stands like this.
It feels like this.
I'm
He's like,
still
now he's
standing
got
like
it.
that.
Oh,
Oh,
goodness.
No, I
please,
switched
no.
between this and this.
No, you
Yeah.
didn't.
Maybe
Don't
this.
lie.
Oh,
Don't
this
lie.
is good. Look at your
Don't
arms, bro.
lie. I don't want to look at your arms anymore. I want to look at Div 1 standings instead. That's more important right now because T1 picking up this series win means they are still able to potentially force some tiebreakers and go to the major. It is very much not all in their hands, though. Not only do they have to win their series, but there does have to be quite a few losses between some other teams that are sitting above them on the ladder. And two teams that are sitting above them right now is Boom and Fnatic. They are going to be our last series for week 5, our last series for today. But that game is scheduled to happen in a little bit of time. So we're going to jump to a break. When we come back, we will be doing a little bit of content for you guys. So if you already didn't think we were dumb, then you can hang around and you definitely will be thinking that soon enough.